everyone, it's Kate here. In today's video, we're going to be checking out some ripoffs slash copies of Malgamation's Island. Today, we're going to be reviewing and rating these games. And in this video, these games that I'm talking about are only ones that have been using scripts or free models from Malgamation's Uncopylocked. So if they didn't use this, I'm not going to add them in there. And I have looked over all these games before I recorded, so I made sure that any of the ones you guys suggested were actually copies and not something else. But before I start in today's video, I do want to say the game in the background I'm playing is called To The Top. It's a new obby game that released today, and if you guys want to go check this game out, I will leave it in the description below so you guys can go check that out, because I will be playing this in the background, so just making sure to let you guys know if you guys want to play this game. But with all that said, make sure to subscribe to become late potatoes, and like this video if you guys want more Malgamation Island videos, and let's get right into the video. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is called Creatures of Exenus. And this one I've done a video in the past about. I have actually played it and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and go into what this game has in store for us and what is different from the Uncopylocked game to this game. And then we're going to be rating it at the end from a 1 to 10. 10 being the greatest copy in this video, copies in this video, and 1 being the very worst. So let's get right into it. The first thing is with this game is what the goal is about. The goal to this game is surviving in your creatures, basically the same as MI. As for things in the game, there isn't much to do. All you gotta do is survive baby to adult. No missions, no quests, no bosses. Just the plain simple survive baby to adult. The gameplay of these creatures and how they act is very limited. The animations are only walk, run, rest, attack, and secondary attack from what I've seen. There's probably more, and the oceans and the ones flying, of course they have flying ones as well, like animations, but there aren't any special abilities from what I've seen so far, and the animations are pretty decent. I don't like how plain and limited this is though. I don't feel it's aspiring to me, and I feel something special would have made this game better animation wise and the bringing the models to life wise. As for the models, there are no models they copied from PL Uncopylocked or Primordial Lands Uncopylocked, and all the models in this were made from developers in the game itself. Looking at the models, they are not bad, and as you can see, time was spent in making these and they were not rushed, which I like a lot. But let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. The next one is the map. The map is very small, but the detail is there. Some of the places on the map I like, but I feel like it's too cramped and they didn't give it an alien creature vibe they were trying to put out there. The map wasn't bad overall, but they could have made it bigger and put more creativity into the map so they would know what it looks like in the end. So the last thing I want to say before I rate this game is the UI or GUI setup. Now again, they use the Primordial Land scripts, so these are fairly similar to the PL scripts themselves, but they have changed the icons for the diet and everything like that, which is awesome, and I like that a lot better than if they just kept the normal ones. They do have sapphires for currency instead of amber, but it still looks a little bit the same because it's like on the side, but again, it's the same GUI and UI, but I like how they made it sapphires instead of amber. That would have made no sense at all, but I feel like they could have made the UI or GUI a bit better than they did right here, because it just, I don't know, it gives me PL vibes every time that I join the game, because it's like similar with the bars and how they did it, because basically they just used the bars for the hunger and stuff like that from the PL scripts and made them a different color a little bit to make them look a little bit different, and then placed them on the side, which is not the best, but it's okay. So for this game, I am going to rate it at a 7 out of 10. That is okay, pretty okay. The reason I did this is because they didn't really have a solid plan on what they want the gameplay to be like. They didn't really have it really planned out. And when they released this game, there was a ton of bugs, and the game was not ready for release. So they didn't really know how to do stuff. But I liked it overall. The game was okay. It could be a little bit fixed up. And they could remove the Primordial Land scripts and make their own in the future, which would make this game a lot better than it is right now. But so far, it's going to be a 7 out of 10 for me, and let's go move on to the next game. The next one is Planet in Zootanya. Surprisingly, this one actually passed MI or Malgamation's Island's play account from what I've heard once. First, we will be looking at the goals of this game. Just like the one before, it's a simple survive baby to adult. From what I've seen, there isn't any bosses, missions, or quests, and I've only played it for like 30 minutes or so I haven't seen any of that. But if you guys have seen any of that, just tell me. but I haven't seen any of that, so I'm just gonna say it's not there. The next thing is the models. Now these are completely different from the last game's models, as these are more blocky and the ones in the last game, Creatures of Exenus, were more smooth and round. And I have nothing against blocky models at all. I love them actually. I feel like they're more unique sometimes in a way. But some of these, I don't feel there was much effort put into them, like the starters, for example. Other models, though, they have like the higher priced ones, they did seem to have more effort put into them than they did the starters. And to add on to this, none of the models were used from the Pyramidal Lands Uncopylocked, and all the models you see were made from the developers from this game. So the next one is the map, and this was actually my favorite part of the game. Yes, it was a bit small, but the consistency was there, and the alien kind of creature thing actually got there in the game, and I felt like this was actually like an alien part map. The map was honestly amazing, even if it was a bit small, but the plants stayed consistent with the blocky models, which is awesome, because I know some games might have blocky models and then all of a sudden they have smooth plants, so they have smooth models that are new or something like that. I don't know, I just don't like it because I like the consistency in a game, and this is honestly really good that they did this. I don't have a thing about blocky models, like they're not my favorite, but I feel like if they make it the right way, it's going to make the game look good, and in this game it does. The next thing is the UI, and this was probably my least favorite about the game. The reason is because it looks just like the Pyramidal Lands Uncopylocked, just a different color. I feel like they didn't really put any effort into making this look different, even if they're using the same script. I feel like Creatures of Exenus actually did a better job at this, but they did change a little bit in this, but they didn't really change a lot of it, and it gave a lot of clear signs that this is from Pyramidal Lands Uncopylocked, and I didn't like that feeling, but it is something, and I guess it's to keep the game moving and alive, but I think that's going to be it, and now let's go into the rating of this game. So for the rating of this game, I'm probably going to give this a 8 out of 10. The reason I say this is because the blocky models and the map are consistent in each other. They stay consistent the way they are. The UI was the part that ruined it mainly, and that was just the part that I didn't like at all. The animations were not the best, but they were not bad, so that was another reason why. But let's go ahead and move on to the next game, which might be the last game in this video. The next one is Lost Woods, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys or most of you guys know about this game. The goal of this game is the same as the other two I've been reviewing, and it's surviving baby to adult. Again, no missions, no quests, no bosses, grindy game, survive baby to adult. Pretty simple. The gameplay of these creatures is very limited. Some of the creatures' rests don't even work. The animations they have is run, walk, some can rest, not all of them, attack, and second attack. That's all they have. The animations could be worked on and to become better, as they're not the best, and I've noticed floating in some of the animations, and bots float while they walk. The next thing is the map. So with the map, it's not the best because they use the Pyramidal Uncopylocked map itself and just edit it a little. They even had the same trees from the Pyramidal Lands Uncopylocked, and I've seen some edits here and there, but 70% or more of this map is just from the Pyramidal Lands Uncopylocked. I feel if they made their own map, it would help them gain a lot of players and improve their ratings, and they would actually have more people playing the game. Now, the next one is the UI for this game, and it's the same thing as the map. They use the same UI from the Pyramidal Uncopylocked. Most of these games have, but the only game that really hasn't changed is this game. The only thing they've really changed for it is the color of it, and the rest, the icons are the same, the UI, the creature selection, it's all the same. As you saw in my the last two games I went and reviewed on, they were completely a little bit different. It was still similar and you could tell that they used it, but they tried their best to make it look completely different, which I give them credits for that because, I mean, it's not good to use Pyramidal Land scripts at all if it's uncopylocked. Even if it's uncopylocked, you should never take a script of your own, but if you are, I would suggest trying to make it look completely different than it really is. I'm not saying you should go around stealing scripts or anything like that. I mean, if it's uncopylocked and you want to use it, I mean, it's all free, you can do that, but I mean, make it a little bit different. Try to be creative with it if you're actually going to use it. Again, it's not a good look on you if you do use it, so I would not suggest doing that. So for this game, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. The reason I say this is because there was no effort in the map. Well, there was effort a little bit in the map. There was no effort in the UI, though. They completely just took it from the Primordial Lands uncopy locked and just used it and made it a different color. They just changed the names as well for the creatures and made their own creatures. But I do give credits to them for trying, and I know they're probably new to making games on developing. And if you guys are watching this, I would just suggest next time that you make a game, try to make your own scripts, try to make your models a little bit better, work on those animations. I mean, you'll get there someday if you keep trying, but I like the game, and all these games that I tried out, they were awesome. They do need some improvements, some of these games do, and I'm not hating on any games I'm making a video on this right now of, because I don't want people getting sad because of it. But I think that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe and like this video if you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below what you guys thought about these three games. If you guys have any other games that are like copies of it or something like that that you guys want me to review, I will definitely go and do that if I want to or if I have time to, and check those out. But I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!